yeah, it's going to be a rough time to catch out that Ember. Pretty straightforward pick for Alpha X hashtag. They had to think about it for quite a fair bit. And I'm not sure if Reality Rift was expecting that. They surely must have, because they didn't ban it out. It's a very straightforward take. They do ban out the center now this time as the last picks. It looks like they don't expect the Ogre off. So they're not considering that possibility coming out for here for Alpha X hashtag. They do seem to think that it's going to be something else.
10 seconds remaining.
On the final ban out.
5 seconds.
Still looking for a mid to ban out here for the side of Alpha.
Radiant team pick.
To get rid of the Invoker. Alpha X hashtag.
Ten seconds remaining.
How do they finish this off? They still need their own position 1.
5 seconds.
Preferably something that does go well up against that Phantom Lancer. There's really not much available anymore. Feels like you could still go for the Jug, though it doesn't seem like the most amazing pickup. But the Jug, at least with the Maelstrom, will be able to clear out some illusions, and you'll have the double Maelstrom there with the Ember.
It's a possibility. That is one way to go about it. It's just not the most reliable, I have to say. Especially with that Omni Slash, you're not going to be able to consistently lock that PL down. I think that's the major concern with something like the Jug.
Dire team pick.
What do they go for? They go to Bristleback. That's a fair response. You can just pile on to all those illusions. The issue is that I see here, once that diffusel's up on our Phantom Lancer, you're never going to have mana. So you're going to have a lot of mana supply issues here for Alpha X hashtag. It also acts as a bit of a soft ban in some just taking away that Bristleback combination from Reality Rift. If ever they were going to do something sneaky like that with their lanes, now they're going to have to go with a much more traditional mid pick for themselves to face off against this Ember. Not going to have those shenanigans with the Keeper of the Light. That is something you have to be aware of, though. Alpha can just steal that Chakra magic for themselves, and suddenly you have a Bristleback that seems like it has a Keeper of the Light anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Though, that to be fair, that is going to be after the level 6 mark for the Rubik. Would have been nicer in the laning stage, but still, Bristle can still get a lot of work done with just a few mangoes. Zara, final pick for them. They still need that mid pickup up against the Ember Spirit. You could just go back into the TA that we've been seeing all day to really set the tempo so the PL can have some space to farm. I imagine we probably will see the TA even if it is an Ember Spirit in mid. You could also go back to the Leaner as well, which we have been seeing a lot of. Feels kind of weird to not see KYXY on the Sand King because he has been having such great performances, but they'll give him the Night Stalker.
You really are thinking about that mid pick quite a fair bit. That TA is not going to slot in too well here. I don't reckon. It's not going to be a great time against the Bristleback and the Ember. You're just going to get burned right through. Looks like they might have gotten themselves into a corner. No, they go back to that TA.
Yeah.
So Alacrity's going to be playing that hero. I don't reckon he's going to be as durable as you'd want him to be here. He's definitely not going to have those opportunities to blink out after Refraction Charge too often. I think you have the control. You have the damage to stop that from happening here for Alpha X hashtag. However, we do know Alacrity plays a very mean TA in the first place. So all he needs to do is find that farm, get that snowball, store it. And that might be all that Reality Rift is looking to do here.
So overall, final game of the night, John. Prediction, or rather opinion. Who has the better draft?
Better draft? Hard to say. I do feel like I enjoy Alpha X hashtag's draft more, but Reality Rift, they have that Alacrity Templar Assassin. They have Hustler in the Enigma, and Hustler is just insane. You know, he's been doing so much work across all these matches that you can't underestimate him. He just makes every hero he has work. It's hard for me to say. Just valuing the draft, Alpha X hashtag has an easier win condition.
It does scare me though. Like, you look at Alacrity, and I mean that TA he plays. It's you already said it was mean. He has been really performing today. By the way, we never really mentioned Miracle on the position 1 Marana. That's interesting.
That's old school Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
Honestly, this is quite the way to close out the night. This is just very, very representative of the C region. Miracle on that safe lane Marana kind of makes me happy. Like there used to be a time where you saw a lot of that.
There
Just
was.
seeing it here to close out our night here.
The thing is as well, if Miracle either opts for the Aghanim Scepter upgrade or rather the Maelstrom, both of which work very well up against the PL, you essentially have multiple counters towards that PL, so AXH still look pretty decent. Both teams look decent, that's the thing. It's just hard to know who could come out on top. Luckily for us, John, we don't have to guess as the game has started, and luckily for the viewers, I will not be forgetting the draft overlay this time around. So I will just change it now and pretend I meant to do that on purpose.
Well, chat was not very happy when that happened last time, Mike, but
Really?
you know, I love you. Well, no. Some of them were enjoying that. Admittedly.
Some
A lot of them were calling for our heads, but
So nothing's changed then.
nowadays. Nothing's changed. I want my own head. You get in line if you want me dead. You gotta wait for me to see myself dead first.
Fair point. So I appreciate the people that were enjoying the whole draft overlay, the people that just want to see the world burn, the jokers of this world.
Joker is a pretty good film, guys, by the way. Just watch it if you are of the appropriate age.
30
No spoilers, John. I haven't watched it.
Because you're a loser. You don't have friends.
I have something even better. We call that a wife, John.
Oh, come on. Even Tio has standards, Mike.
Don't use her name on the damn cast. My goodness.
My bad. A bit of a poke game over the runes, but doesn't look like they're going to lose out to them too much. It does look like AXH might get all the runes, though. No, it's going to be a 2-for-2 trade.
Yep, fairly even start. Luck. Going up to the top lane is the PL. Looks like these are... In fact, speaking of old school duos, the PL Coddle lane, John, that's a very old school combination. My goodness, they're just taking it back all the way, huh?
Definitely are. Just the classics here. I mean, look, you've got these players from both sides that have been in the scene for a very long time. KYXY, Miracle, Winter. Of course, they'd throw it back for us.
I love it. It's going to be a bit frustrating for Miracle, though. So that blinding light can be very frustrating, and Luck can just continue to spam lances. Especially once that Chakra Magic is up for nuts. Winter really going to have his work cut out for him on this Ogre to try and shut them down a little bit, but even then, like, again, once you have that Chakra Magic, Luck can just keep spamming lances out, and Winter will essentially just lose out the right-click war that's going to be happening.
Interesting level of 1 skill build from Winter as well. Going for that Bloodlust over the Ignite or the Fire Blast.
KYXY bot lane. Goes down, Velo dives the T1 tower, does end up finding the kill with Polison. Hustler was around the area as the Enigma, but really just can't help out. He's trying to deny the range creeps off at the very least. Polison being blocked up by Hustler so those Eidolons can get some right-click damage in. He won't be able to find the kill on Polison.
See, that's what I'm talking about with this guy. He's just always finding those opportunities to turn stuff around. Those blocks were just beautiful to watch.
Polison?
Oh.
Polison?
just straddle through mid.
Speaking of, one thing we never mentioned was Polison finally has a chance to make the other Enigma feel really bad never using a black hole. As Paulson had a really rough time the other day, just holding on to that ultimate the whole time because there was a Rubik in the game. Now the tables have turned and he can make them feel like hell.
Yeah, must be kind of cathartic for Paulson. So it's his turn to have fun with the Rubik. And have fun he will. Just being a nuisance all across the map so far.
So they're trying to set up on Alacrity. He's going to haste rune. Paulson going after that courier though, and it looks like he will find it.
Oh.
That was a lot of items going to Alacrity. 3 slippers of agility as well as some regen. And Alacrity, he is not going to be happy about that.
Definitely not. He's already struggling up against Nothing to Say. 10-0 compared to Nothing to Say 17-1. We did mention this lane favoring that Ember Spirit. Alacrity needed every single bit he could get. And not having that courier access for a minute and a half going to cost them severely in this mid lane.
This will just allow Nothing to Say on this Ember to just continue abusing this lane with the Ember Spirit. He's already almost doubled the CS of Alacrity on the TA. Alacrity could be in trouble. Nothing to Say though. Cops a Meld Strike. Both Fairy Fire up. Alacrity is playing with no mana. Flame Guard is active now. Alacrity can't drop too low. He has a Sleight of Discharge and Nothing to Say has Bottle. Is going to rush into the T1. He may die for this though. Nothing to Say. Oh my goodness. Walks out with 25 HP. Velo does find KYXY once again at the bot lane as the Bristleback. Now Hustler trying to come in and find that Malefice on Nothing to Say, and he finds it as well. He will punish Nothing to Say. Sleight of Fist was attempted and will not be successful. And that T1 dive on Alacrity really was not the greatest idea.
But this guy, Hustler, he just finds and recognizes what's happening in Mac every single time. How many sports would you see just walk that far from their jungle Enigma to find that kill? A lot would just stay in that jungle, satisfied. But Hustler goes the extra mile, and now Paulson just walks up.
And Hustler will hustle. Paulson, gotta get the hell out of there. Alacrity stuck around too long though. Will end up losing his life in the mid lane. Literally Nothing to Say, just walks in with the Chains Flame Guard, finds the kill.
Nuts.
Nuts will go down top lane as well to Miracle on that Mirana. And so AXH finding quite a few kills across the map. Currently 4-1 their way with a 1k net worth lead.
I've got to say, this duo, Ogre Magi plus Mirana, with that early level in Bloodlust, one leap, and you right-click like a madman.
It's very true. Funny thing is that leap is still a level 1. Once you've maxed it out, it gets a bit more silly. Nothing to Say, gonna try again onto Clarity, or Alacrity, my apologies. Hustler. I mean, he's made the rotations. The only problem is he's made himself struggle in farm due to these rotations. He's suffering a bit.
Pretty sad. I mean, he already has gold for his energy booster, so he's gonna have his arcanes up. That does slow down his Dominator, but they are getting a lot from the lanes from him, I suppose.
Nuts has to be very careful up that top lane. 3 heroes waiting around, trying to pick him off. Winter just needs to get a Fire Blast off to really set this kill up. Luck will return back into the lane as the PL though. So you see Paulson moving forward, and now Hustler shows up again on the Enigma. What's the plan here? He's looking for a Malefice perhaps? No. Fire Blast will be there and Nuts. Winter just continues diving that T1 tower. Now here comes the Ember, straight onto the Coddle. Get rid of that Blinding Light though, there it is. Now Midnight Pulse as well from the Enigma being dropped. They'll find Nuts from the Coddle. Paulson just wants to get out of there on the Rubik, but he doesn't really have a choice in the matter. Luck should be able to find this kill, and well, it looks like he does. In fact, no, it's split thanks to that tier 2 tower dealing the damage. Now they go into that Night Stalker with the arrow from Miracle. KYXY falling low and being chained up. He's still trying for Winter. It looks like that's a lost cause. And, well, they don't find the kill. The blinding light from Nuts will actually save KYXY. Knocking the Mirana back through the leap. And so it will remain as a 5-2.
Still a pretty big win for Alpha X, forcing out all those rotations once more, getting the Enigma out of the jungle to respond to that movement, and you are buying space for your bot lane as well. Velo, level 7 now, is going to be facing up against Luck. Not sure what he wants to achieve here. He is level 5 against his Bristleback. Not going to be a very pleasant time for him in that lane.
No, it definitely isn't. The only illusions you spawn are just going to be fed to that Bristleback as well. And, well, Nuts getting caught out again. Miracle really performing very well on this Mirana. Just understanding the ins and outs. Getting these arrows over and over again. Velo, well, you talked about Luck not having a good time. Velo is showing him why. KYXY, though, comes in. They may be able to actually find Velo and punish him for this. He's going to try and make a run for it, but KYXY, he'll have Void in a second, but here comes Nothing to Say. And he will actually walk away just barely. Be able to survive for another day. In fact, Nothing to Say is not done. Gets the chains again on KYXY. Velo jumps back in. Nuts charges Illuminate. Velo needs to get the hell out. They actually deny off the tower as well. Nuts gets away with the deny. And Velo has to run back to the fountain surely. But no, he'll just farm up the jungle.
That's pretty risky of a play. At the same time, I guess he's just trying to be efficient. Get as much as he can. Surely he just walks back here. Yeah, he's not going to bother with those bigger camps. Pretty big risk to him. Just going to get that regen back and get back into lane. They already cleared out that bot. You have Nothing to Say, trying to play around there. Up top, you see Luck returning to that top lane. So he's level 6 now. He has the Illusion Army starting to form up. Not going to be as easy to spot him out now.
Yeah, it's very true. But TPs are coming up top. They want to abuse this. Velo wants to get with the team early on. He's already taken the bot tower down. Well, here we go. He's found Hustler on the Enigma. Now, the Black Hole is available, and he could try and go for this on 2. He needs help, though. They'll Fire Blast up. Nuts comes in with the Blinding Light. Hustler thinks about turning around, but they are split now. And Hustler, he understands he may just need to die as the Radiant Courier also goes down. Velo, he will pick up the kill. And Nuts somehow gets away with hiding in the trees. He does not get caught out.
That is quite the play coming out from Nuts. Very high risk, but he does live. You're still not going to be too happy about losing your Enigma there. You are trying to give him as much space as possible in that jungle. He is still finding the farm, though. About 500 gold away from that mech.
Now the mid lane, though, is being pushed in by AXH. Lacrity is there to defend. We'll get started on this creep wave. KYXY looking to rush an Aghanim Scepter on the Night Stalker. Pretty standard stuff for him. Isn't going to be the most amazing time, though. He didn't have the greatest start. Already had 2 deaths and has found no kills during that first night.
Yeah, he's struggling here. He is currently right above the 2 supports on the Radiant side in terms of farm. Not the best spot to be in if you're a core Night Stalker. Have a lot of catching up to play with, and Night Stalker's not one to flash farm. We'll see just how well KYXY can play catch-up.
He's performed pretty well throughout today. This isn't a Sand King where you can use Sandstorm to farm a lot faster. It is just a Night Stalker. And even just the presence of Pulse and Dare down to that bot lane is being a little bit frustrating towards that Night Stalker. Velo, speaking of frustrating, is just chasing down Luck now on the PL. Controlling this top lane, not allowing him to free farm up at all. And I like the playstyle here, though. The mana leak does come out now from Nuts.
Dire's top tower.
Velo will have to calm down a little bit.
Invisibility.
That's another thing we never really talked about. We did say the PL Diffusal was going to be frustrating for Velo. You've also got the mana leak from the Coddle. Or rather the Chakra Magic that just leaks mana from this Bristleback.
Dire's bottom
Yeah, it's
tower
going to be a rough
is under
time
attack.
for Velo either way. Mana regen is going to be a major issue. That is why he has that early Soul Ring. Try to get himself a bit more of a steady supply. Is tanking up though. I believe that is his Defiance up and running once the courier gets around him. So it's going to be much harder to burst him down with magic. You do have good physical coming out, but it's not quite online yet. Luck, again, still working towards his first item, and Alacrity taking his time to farm up, working towards that Desolator into the Blink Dagger.
Alacrity, I feel like Alacrity's been given too much time again. Seems as though he always gets away with these stacks in the jungle. With this Bristle, that maybe they could have applied some more pressure to take those stacks away from Alacrity, but they are focused on just taking down those towers. They will get the mid-tier one.
Middle tower has fallen.
Alacrity, I mean, this farm on the TA is really starting to escalate. Deso will be up very, very soon. They're not really trying to shut him down at all, but rather focusing on the PL. Thing is, every game we've seen Alacrity play TA on, he's basically carried the team just on his shoulders. We haven't seen so much of the position 1 getting too much work done in those TA games.
Yeah, it's down to Alacrity just finding that mid-game momentum for his team. And he has done that quite well. Is set to do that here once again. Just about 500 gold away from that Desolator. So really good timing on him. Again, he's just about 100 gold behind that first place in the Bristleback. So he's keeping up the pace, keeping his team in the game.
Dire's top tower
Still,
is under
a lot of map control lost now for Reality. And a lot of map control still to be had for Alpha X. Hashtag all their tier 1s still looking quite healthy.
The rune of regeneration.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
XH continuing to apply this pressure, just taking over the dire side jungle.
Radiant's
I suppose that's one way to slow the PL and TA down.
That's for me.
KYXY does have his point booster now, but is still struggling quite a bit on this Night Stalker. Third last in terms of net worth at the moment. So that's just an abysmal position for a Night Stalker to be in, but he's just had no real chance to come back up. Velo just really abused him with that Bristleback. Now they look for another tier 2 tower. I like this play from AXH. Don't give any breathing room to the side of RR. The Deso is now up on Alacrity, so he may be willing to come in and try to fight with the team. It looks like Luck is actually going to go for a bit of a split push down to the bot lane. That tier 2 falling quite low. They do pop the Ascension. They go straight after Winter though. There's that Will-O-Wisp dropping as well. KYXY with the silence will take Winter out. That'll be the end of that. Luck ends up finding the bot tier 2 while all that was happening as well. And so RR, they tend to do this every game. They have not the greatest super early game, but they bring it back just through these towers and the farm.
Yeah, it's definitely working in their favor. Net worth lead less than 1k for Alpha X. Hashtag 7-3. Kind of similar story to the past few games we've seen. A kill advantage does not translate to a net worth advantage. That is very evident here. You take a look at Dota Plus's win probabilities, 56% chance of Reality Rift, despite that rough start. So they've still got a lot in the tank to go. A lot of scaling potential to see. We still have not seen that first black hole from Hustler.
Yeah, he's
And
held
that's
on
going to be
to
a
it.
major factor.
My XH looking to continue this pressure though. You can't really let up at this point, even though Alacrity is now top of the net worth board. And we'll have the blink up very soon. This pressure cannot be released. There's nothing to say. He's going to go straight after Nuts now, but Luck was there to help out, and he will just back off. Did end up losing all his mana in the process. Have to get a few bottle charges up. In fact, he'll just TP back to the base and Remnant back to the mid lane. While AXH looks to take that mid tier 2 tower now. And Reality Rift, I mean, I'm not sure if they'll really go for a defense attempt here. Velo is still very, very strong on the BB.
Luke is being a very annoying presence, though. He keeps this bot lane shoved in, ensuring that one hero is going to have to respond because the tier 3s would be chipped away. He's doing quite a good job in this Phantom Lancer. Not the most typical role we see this being played as a split pusher core, but he's making it work just fine.
KYXY, Bellow, Moonlight Shadow, they're going to find Nuts immediately, though Wisp is down. Nuts still falling low, but will stick charge up, and now Alacrity will block Bellow's way. Hustler is there with the Midnight Pulse. They'll burst down the Bristleback, and nothing to say, just needs to get out of there. The PO has joined in as well. He does have his Diffusal up. He diffusals up that Ember. They just slow him down. He has one Remnant to use. He throws one out, but it's just so darn slow. And they just can't get out of there in time. And Miracle, he'll just leap TP away. But RR, we talked about the TA. We talked about Alacrity. He does this every game. And it looks like it's going to be a repeat. As he's just getting way too far ahead. And suddenly Luck is second in net worth.
Yeah, it's all that split pushing. They've managed to buy so much space for this Phantom Lancer. He can do a lot of work now on his own. He has a pipe to keep himself, well, not a pipe, but a bit of defiance to keep himself safe from this magic damage early on. And this is going to be a much harder target to find out. Alacrity in that Roche all by himself. Drops the Roche pretty fast.
Alacrity actually just sitting in meld right now. Gets bashed by the Roshan though, which is rather unfortunate. Velo chasing Nuts. Again, the mana leak is going to be very frustrating for Velo, just losing a bunch of mana. We are yet to still see a black hole come out. But you look at Hustler, he's got the Blink Dagger up. He's actually avoiding going for the Guardian Greaves for now, and rather will just go straight into the BKB. And I can't really disagree with that. Because once the BKB's up, yeah, sure, the Rubik can still take the black hole. But apart from that, there's no real other way to stop the black hole from being used. So, assuming he just catches the Rubik, it's essentially a free black hole.
Yeah, that's a fairly straightforward move from Hustler. Not going to be disagreeing with that one too much. Going to be interesting to see how exactly the rest of the team is going to build up. You already have the Ags up on KYXY. And Alacrity is slowly building up. BKB is going to be an option for this TA as well. So that is going to allow RR to just stand in front, take these fights quite confidently. And Luck still working towards his own Manta style for the added stats and the Purge. The Diffuse on himself. So should allow him to get a lot more done. They do catch someone out.
Yeah, Bello. Again, Mana Leak is there. He just has no way out. And Alacrity is hitting way too hard. With that, they may just go for that mid-tier 1 now. I mean, they have this later up on the TA. It's a very easy process. KYXY has the Dark Ascension popped.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Alacrity surely just cleans this up. So Moonlight Shadow is popped. Bot lane, they are pushing in as well. Miracle, just doing it by himself. And looks like RR, they will take a bit more time to take that tier 1 mid tower. No rush. The Moonlight Shadow was popped. They're not 100% sure if a gang's coming. They don't want to risk anything right now.
Yeah, the safe play is the smart play. It is a best of 1, so there is no coming back from this one. One game is going to decide it all. Who gets into the minor qualifiers and who does have to step out.
AXH, they're going to smoke up. Double damage on Miracle. Won't last too much longer though. Nuts, going to be the one to get jumped. Miracle, Arrow will connect perfectly and Nuts will end up going down. Nice pick up there from AXH. Nobody was really around to help the Coddle out. Thing is though, you look at Luck, he's still basically free farming on the PL. He doesn't really mind his Coddle going down like that. It took a 4-man rotation to take him out. The thing is now, AXH, they will try to capitalize even further with this Roshan attempt. And this, I believe, RR should contest.
Definitely so. They have the blink, they have the black hole. Are they going to go?
Yeah,
Yes.
they do. Hustler, he gets blind lighting, but it doesn't matter. The black hole is there. They will stun him up and they will take him out. It was a bit too early.
And now Paulson has the black hole as well.
Uh-oh.
Radiant's middle tower.
But how do you go into this now? The Rubik just waiting for his opportunity. They could go for the steal. Alacrity did actually get an Age of Steel before. And he does have the vision with the traps, of course. Looks like AXH, they don't want to risk this. They will end up backing off to safety once again. Perhaps they'll just try and smoke their way back in. In fact, I believe that's exactly what they're trying to do.
It's going to be very scary for RR to try to contest that rush. They must be aware that the Rubik does have that black hole. They don't have theirs. Is on a 2-minute cooldown. They're going to have to wait if they're going to contest this. Again, they're going to be relying on Alacrity to steal it. If anything else, it's just going to be off the back of this one guy. And Black Hole is going to keep him in his spot.
Yeah, it's a shame too. He just bought the BKB on the TA. But the Black Hole will go through it. Still, no Roshan going on now from AXH. They have backed off. Dello just goes in and cleans up traps in the Roshan pit every once in a while. This is still buying more time for RR though, like... Nothing to say. Has been farming decently on the Ember. He has a BKB up as well as that Maelstrom. Kensei can charge on him. They are going for a team fight with Moonlight Shadow. They'll find the Will-O-Wisp there as well. Here comes KYXY with the silence. Just go straight for that Rubik. Get rid of that black hole. The silence will wear off though. Black hole not going to come out in time. He'll lose it anyway. Now Miracle being focused down. There's 2 down for the side of the Radiant. In fact, it may be 3 very, very soon. There's nothing to say. Should go down to Alacrity and does. Bello is continuing the chase on the TA, but there's the Shrine coming out. They'll turn around now with that Shrine usage. It's a very easy pickup.
Radiant's middle tower.
And now the Roshan can easily be taken.
That's a surprising fight coming out from AXH. I didn't expect them to play aggressively into that high ground. It does cost them in the end. RR, very good movements, very good positioning there. Does manage to find a lot of kills in return. They didn't even manage to see that stolen black hole in play. That's going to be a free Roshan going the way of Alacrity. Aegis in his inventory now. Second life on this TA going to be very hard to deal with.
I mean, that push attempt or that fight attempt from AXH, I believe it was due to the fact that the spell steal was going to run out anyway. So they're going to lose the black hole on Paulson, so perhaps just wanted to take full advantage of it while they had it.
Radiant's top tower.
Obviously did not work out in their favor anyway. We'll see if he can steal it again later on. Smoke, RR. Looking to make a play themselves now. Nothing to say, would be a fantastic target. He does have the Aegis, however. Well, Hustler will have his smoke broken. Remnant straight in side of RR. Now the silence comes out. BKB straight away, nothing to say. He will run it back, though Luck is chasing, and he is a very, very fast boy, but he will get chained up. They really don't want to lose this Aegis like this.
Is under attack.
Alacrity, he'll just go back mid, where he might find Velo, and yeah, Velo, he's not really as tanky as you would have hoped. Trap will be popped, slowing him down. Will lift up Alacrity though. And RR now, that mid-tier 2 tower, easy pickings. AXH, they are losing their ability to fight against RR. These cores are getting way too big now. You look at Luck, he's going for that Heart of Tarask next.
Is under attack.
Got plenty of time to farm it up as well. As he's just got way better scaling on his side of things. Whereas you look at that Mirana, not really going as well. It looks like Winter has been called out on the Ogre, though no, the Moonlight Shadow does actually save his life. But what I was trying to say is the cores of AXH just are nowhere near in farm.
AXH is just playing on the back foot here. Looks like they are going to be working on defensive items coming out. Nothing to say. Working on that Lincoln Sphere first before he's going to be comfy enough in these fights. And Miracle on his BKB. So once those are up, perhaps that's going to be a power spike for AXH to maximize. At the same time, it just doesn't feel like they're seeing enough farm on these cores. Velo has tapered off now in terms of utility. He is rushing that Radiance. And is there a fight breaking out here?
Radiant's top tower is under
Not quite. RR, again, gonna push up that top lane with Luck.
tower has fallen.
Maybe they just go for the tier 2. They still hold the Aegis on Alacrity. And yeah, he'll go for it. KYXY. Little bit of a void onto Vela. They won't quite finish off the tier 2. Banner runes are going to be available at that 30-minute mark. Nuts will try to get the bot banner runes, but they are already taken. Still, Velo gets Sight Device, and Alacrity actually has a Sight Device up at the 30-minute mark. And looks to jump straight back in. Just popping traps as Velo tries to walk away. Alacrity waits on the high ground. Hustler there with the Midnight Pulse, and he just melts. It's way too much damage coming out.
There's not much Velo can do. His job is to stand there, to cut through waves, to really be a durable tank, but he really has kind of missed that timing there. Alacrity's just on point. They are going to lose a tier 2 here, although a fight's being forced out.
In mid lane, KYXY straight onto the Rubik. He tries to TP out and actually will make it out. They didn't have... KYXY, did he not have a Void available? I believe he
Yeah,
did.
he already used it there.
Miracle. Gonna jump in, nuts, and very easy target. Blinding Light will come out, but Miracle actually pops the BKB for that.
Wow.
That was a 10-second charge.
Yeah, that's rough. He is forced to use it. I don't blame him, because there could have been backup, but that is costly. That is a lot of magic immunity time just lost. And that could play into Reality Rift's plan. Just 1 second less than that Mirana, where she can run around right-clicking for free. That's a lot of value lost from that item.
Well, it's just a future investment for RR. They'll probably be satisfied with that. The Coddle won't mind. Alacrity now on that TA again, going for the butterfly up next. The man just never seems to slow down and farm. You look at Luck as well. That Heart of Tarask is not going to be too far away. He's already got enough money for the Reaver.
Generation.
He'll just need the Vitality booster after that. And once that Heart's up, it doesn't seem like the damage is going to be enough from what AXH have currently on their cores to take down even just the illusions. Look at that win probability, and well, alright. They have had it their way for quite a bit now. 88% currently sitting their way. Win out this game. It did lower a bit after that that kill on the coddle, I believe. Perhaps a few item pickups from AXH, bringing a little bit back their way, but still sitting pretty heavily on the side of the Dire. As Alacrity actually switches up his build now as well in the TA. He's going for the Bloodthorn instead of the Butterfly.
I think that added control is valuable. Kind of curious choice because he already has that Sight of Vice. But I guess the added control on 2 heroes isn't too bad.
Alacrity, Miracle, Sight the Vice. Not, oh, it will come out in time. The leap was not there in time, and Miracle, I mean, he just melts. It literally takes 2 hits from Alacrity to get the job done.
I mean, at this point, the heroes on RR definitely scale better. You have potential on the Ember Spirit, but he's still an Ags away, and perhaps a couple more items. Right-click damage just doesn't compare right now, especially since Luck has his Heart of Tarrasque.
Uh-oh.
So he's much more durable and much harder to kill off.
And he's also going for a Bloodthorn.
Added control and damage.
Why not? They'll find Polison on the Rubik, a very easy pick. And now tier 3s are under siege. They just go straight for it, and they are very far ahead right now, so why the hell not? Bello just picked up his Radiant, so he doesn't actually have buyback gold if he dies. This is going to be a very quick tier 3 tower. They may even have time for a Rax, and yeah, they realize there's no buyback available on that Mirana. They will go for it. And AXH just can't do anything about it. They have to allow it to go down. And that'll be the first Rax of the game, 35 minutes in, being taken without a fight.
Middle barracks are under attack.
Yeah, no defense coming out. There's just no potential for it. They tried their best, but it's not quite enough. Are bleeding ground slowly but surely towards Alpha X. The Roshan is now up as well. That is something that RR can consider going for before going for that next high ground push. Would be a very big boon for them if they do take that for free.
Certainly. Well, they've already scouted it out with those TA traps as well. This draft from AXH, I mean, it is really starting to drop off. They had the counters towards the PL, but not when he's got a hard up. And he's getting closer and closer to that level 25 mark. Once you've got that doppelganger on a lower cooldown, things become even more ridiculous. They will Moonlight Shadow now. Or in fact, they Moonlight Shadow and Smoke on the side of RR. So AXH gonna break the smoke. They should realize the Moonlight Shadow's there, and they just jump straight away and find Polison. Now they go for more. Silencer on Velo. He has Radiance, but what does it matter if you're standing in a Midnight Pulse? Will-O-Wisp will help the cause just a little bit. Nuts controlling everyone in that Wisp, and Velo is melting right now. Winter as well goes down. And another 3 pickups for RR. Just no contention whatsoever, and there's the Roshan for Alacrity.
Yeah, it's going to be a very easy take. Your contestation is down to just nothing to say and Miracle. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough to dissuade RR, but they do go in confidently. Roach drops fast. Aegis and Cheese going the way of Reality Rift now.
We'll actually give the Aegis away to Luck. Cheese just being left. Alacrity just simply goes and takes Miracle out down at the bot lane.
There's no buyback on him.
That's not great news. And Alacrity did opt for the Butterfly. He goes for the Bloodthorn as his last item, it seems. They did switch it back up.
It's fair enough. He is doing a lot of work. And you have a minute where that pause 1 is not available. Are they aware of this?
I believe they may be. I mean, they're going to push into tier 3. If you don't see the buyback, it probably means that he doesn't have it. I mean, it is a best of 1 series to essentially, you know, decide who leaves. It's a pretty big deal between these 2 teams, and if you ask for a runner, you'd love to buy back right now. They will take the secondary racks off the side of AXH. Side device Velo. He'll be alright. They won't dive all the way for him. They are just being surgical, just taking objectives as they go. They've still got the Aegis, they've still got the cheese. They could just rotate straight down to the bot lane if they really want to. And they will. All ultimates are still available essentially as well.
Yeah, no reason to turn back. Again, we haven't seen that threat of Hustler's black hole in a while. With that BKB, he just needs to catch that Rubik in, and then he's not going to be too worried. They will clear the Shrine first for safety, but their bottom wave is pushed in, so they're going to have to rely on the other lanes to give them access to that bot tower.
Well, they'll skip at least one wave. Their wave will eventually make it back. In fact, they have got 3 range creeps up down to the bot lane where it is currently stagnant, so they'll push in eventually. They don't need it anyway. There are creeps in the base. Enough so that they can push in that final tier 3 tower. Hex is going to be there once again on the Bristle. Still, Will-O-Wisp controlling everyone up behind that tier 3. KYXY going to back out. Hustlot still has the black hole ready to go if necessary. They actually do end up finding Nothing to Say, who did really go far forward. Buyback will come out. Alacrity jumps straight forward. Looks like he found Miracle again. No buyback on the Mirana still. He's had no time to find the gold. And that's going to be Megas coming out for RR now. But they are going to try and defend this, but KYXY, he just jumps straight onto Miracle, eats the cheese. Bello is trying to go after Nuts on the Keeper of the Light. He'll just force Staff away, and Bello, he's a sitting duck. He'll go down on the Bristle. He'll buy back. But they are back on those Raxes. You still have the Aegis. Luck will reset with the heart. Even the Guardian Greaves available, or not even the Guardian Greaves, but rather the mech will be available on the Enigma soon. They will back off for a bit. There is a regen rune down bot, which will help the cause, at least for KYXY. And Alacrity will go ahead and pick up the other power rune, the arcane rune, up at the top lane.
It does look like they're not willing to force this fight out during daytime. And it is still about a minute until Dark Ascension's back up. 4 minutes till nighttime on the map. So just a bit of patience here. Don't want to get too hasty. It is a best of 1. Don't want to throw a massive lead that RR does have onto the way of AXH, because they will make use of that. They still aren't quite out of it. If they find a couple of big kills, Nothing to Say suddenly bounces up in power. And so does Miracle, because he's just about to finish his MKB. A couple of items off. Nothing to Say is going for that Daedalus build. He's starting to pump out the damage physically, if you're not going to be careful.
Go back in. Bot Rax Velo, he just fought back. Really doesn't want to die again. Already loses about half his mana. You still got the Aegis available on Luck, you can't forget. They'll jump in. Dark Ascension has been popped. Black Hole is there, but they catch absolutely nobody. Hustler, he just channels them for no reason. The TA did end up going down to Miracle, but he will buy back immediately and they will keep going. Luck just trying to focus down that Rax. Alacrity will return straight away. Do they remain? Looks like maybe not though. KYXY jumps back in, and this is the reset essentially. They take down Polison on the Rubik. Buyback from Winter. They are falling low on the side of RR. They're not giving up on the side of AXH. They will find the Enigma. Velo so close to finding KYXY. Looks like he will eventually get there, Velo. KYXY still taking a lot of damage here, but he does end up going down in the end. And AXH somehow managed to actually defend that.
Yeah, that was down to a really good arrow from the lift onto Alacrity. He just got way too disabled, way too long. And they managed to burst him down. Without that TA, the damage output wasn't as great off the back of Luck alone. He did go for durability more than anything else. And so that gave enough to AXH to really turn it around. That did cost him a couple of buybacks, but you also saw some buybacks coming up from RR. Still, you checked out a plus, Mike. It seems to be really sure 100% to RR now.
So they just lose a team fight, and Dota Plus says, yep, that's it. They've got it.
Seems like it. I wish I knew the inner machinations of Dota Plus.
What a system. It does feel like it is basically 100% though, right? Like, you've got an Eye of Skadi Heart on luck. He's basically unkillable on this PL. He's about to hit 25. But once you hit that 25 mark, you've got two great talents to choose from. I wonder if he will bother with the crit. I don't think it's necessary. I think he'd rather the doppel, but you never really know.
I mean, he hasn't been dying anyway. I think if he does go greedy for that crit, I wouldn't blame him. The control on Alpha X hashtag is very limited anyway, so there's not much to dodge, to be quite frank with you. He could just go for the damage. This is one of those rare games where that is viable.
Of course, we did see Hustler with that black hole, and it was a bit of a weird one. Completely whiffed everything, and he kind of just channeled it the whole way, even though nobody was in it. See if he can land at least one person in that black hole in the next engagement. That may have made all the difference. It does come off cooldown, and they will smoke up. Bello may be the unfortunate victim that they find. Like, he probably will be. He's all alone. KYXY spots him out, just flies around him, and they jump him straight away. Side device is there. He's surrounded. He has no help, and he pops BKB. He's going to try and make a run for it. Moonlight Shadow is popped as well. Do they really not have detection? It looks like he will actually get the help he needs.
Wow, that's insane. Did they lose the gem last time? I guess they must have. Because that's just strange. No gem on KYXY. Does have that free slot. And that does cost them one big kill. If they got Velo right then, he wouldn't have had buyback for 2 minutes and a half. That would have been a massive opening for RR. Really start to take it onto that high ground once more.
Oh, the Roshan going to be back up and running. The third Roshan of the game. It does come with the Aghanim Scepter Blessing. It's a very quick Roshan at that. No time for AXH to try and react to this. Who do you give the axe to? Give it to Hustler. That's a Midnight Pulse and Black Hole, so you can have two Midnight Pulses with your Black Hole now. Whoever gets caught, I mean, it is so much pure damage, it's not even funny.
Who did he end up giving the Aghanim's blessing to?
Hustler.
Ah, alright. They've got that Midnight Pulse on top of the Black Hole. Just gotta land it, buddy.
That's all it is.
It has been a rough game. I mean, he has been looking out for that Rubik. So I can kind of get where he's coming from. He does have a Linken's up now. So that probably isn't an issue when he pops a BKB.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else that can break that Linken's during BKB, so
Radiant are scanning.
looking good for him. He's just going to land it. That's all that's required. Alright, he's going to start pushing in. Dota Plus still actually gives a 1% chance now to the Radiant side, which is nice. He did end up going for that Doppelganger cooldown talent as well. He didn't bother for the crit. He's playing very, very seriously, not taking any risks here. Velo trying to control this creep wave and these illusions, but he's losing so much mana. Now all his mana is just completely gone. And well, the Night Stalker just jumps in. Miracle is dead. Now Luck
Does have buyback.
gets caught out by Velo. Velo's still going to be alright. Arrows will completely whiff. They just want that Rax. Alacrity will show himself and come in. They go after Velo once again, but he just has no mana anyway, so he doesn't really care. KYXY just in with the Voids. Arrows flying out once again, not connecting on anybody. Well, they will jump in. They found the Mirana. That's going to be the dieback on Miracle. Can they find the Ember? Be another massive pickup for them. Well, they're going to get Winter. Though no, he will go Scepter up. They got the Mega Creeps. There's the Black Hole. They'll commit it on Velo, and he's melting through those Midnight Pulses. Buyback is there from Velo. He's going to hold on a bit longer. The T4's now under siege as KYXY goes in with the silence. Luck is on top of Velo, not leaving him alone, and Alacrity is just going straight for T4s. Luck is going to distract while the rest go for the Ancient. Ancient is now exposed as well. They do jump again onto that Ember Spirit with the Scythe device. He'll go down. No buyback available. In fact, it was a dieback from him. And with that, that's the GG well played. AXH, it's been a rough couple days. They've had their ups and downs, but a big congrats to the side of RR for winning out this tiebreaker.
Definitely. This is rather unfortunate for AlphaX hashtag PMYSGAU, as they were once called. They looked really good at one point, but the game changes, people change, players change, and unfortunately, it's not enough to hold out here. RR, they do secure their 4th place spot, which means tomorrow they'll be playing up against, I believe, Boom Esports to see who goes into the minor qualifiers.
Well, that should be very fun. John, it's been a pleasure casting over the past 2 days, but that's it for us. We'll be back on the 9th, which is actually in 2 days anyway, so not too long. Any final words before we head out, sir?
Hopefully everyone has enjoyed these qualifiers. There are a lot more games going on. Do check out the other BTS channels, all the way from 1 to 5, I believe.
No, 1 to 10 right now, John. 1 to 10.
Oh, 1 to 10.
10.
Wow. Really?
Yes.
Wow. All right. Check one of those channels out. A lot of games still going on. A lot of good Dota all day. And the next phase will start, of course, I believe tomorrow or later today. I'm actually not sure if they're going to even give these guys a break. There is quite a fair bit more of Southeast Asia. There is the final part to determine who goes to MDL Chengdu, and then the rest will be to settle that Dota Summit 11 qualifier. So a lot more games. Hopefully enough, you had fun. Once again, this is at MLP Dota and at John Xfire. If you like it, if you like our cast, if you enjoy our banter, do follow us on Twitter at John Xfire and at MLP Dota once again. And me and Mike will catch you next time.
Well, with that, thank you, John. I believe someone's going to take over the stream, so thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you guys in a couple days. See you then.